All right, here we are at our 2008 Suncruiser Tahiti 220. This is a 22-foot aluminum hull deck boat for sale. We're here on the beautiful freshwaters, Norris Lake Tennessee. This slip is transferable. If anybody wants to keep it right here, they'll have the opportunity to do so. We're at one of the most convenient marinas near I-75. We're about 6.5 miles straight shot off of the Norris Clinton I-75 exit. And there's also going to be a tandem axle trailer included with this one. We'll have a few photos of that trailer at the listing for this one over at our website. As usual, that's all. You're going to find all that information, specifications, all the options, as well as all of our contact information. We're going to be reach out to us by phone, by text, or by email, wherever is most convenient for you. You're always going to be able to find all that over the website, yournewboat.com, for your convenience. Down in the video description, there's going to be a direct link that will take you right to the listing page for this one. That's where you're going to find probably many photographs of this one. We kind of do a full walk around with the photographs, kind of similar to the way our video tour will go. And then after we've done the walk around, we're going to show you any wear and tear that we've noticed on this one. This is a one-owner boat. It's been used in freshwater its entire life since it was new. Spent most of that time here on Norris Lake, but they have traveled to a few other lakes within our region, but again have always stayed in freshwater. So this is a welded aluminum hull. Again, tandem axle trailer. That trailer does have 2014 tires on there. It's going to be a tandem axle trailer. We've got brakes on one axle, and it's going to be a 2-inch ball hookup for flat trailer connection, and does have a spare tire as well. But again, that trailer does have 2014 tires. So if you're going down the interstate with it at all, we are going to want to get you some new tires on that trailer. And this is powered by 150 horsepower Mercury. It's a Mercury Opti-Max direct-injected 2-stroke outboard motor. And we got a 3-blade stainless steel prop on there. You got a ski tow bar back here on the back. We just had this one out for a water test. And top speed is going to be right around 30 miles an hour with it. And we do have I believe this is a 75-pound thrust MotorGuide trolling motor up here on our bow. This is going to be a great versatile boat where you're going to be able to take the kids tubing or skiing, and then also be able to go fishing with it as well. So we do have bimini top overhead. There's also a full mooring cover, and there is a camper canvas enclosure. We'll try to have a few photos of that camper canvas enclosure at the website. Again, for your convenience, down in that video description is going to be a direct link, takes you over to our listing page. We're going to find all that additional information and details. All right, so it's a 22-foot boat. We've got about an 8.5-foot beam. That's how wide the boat is. And the dry weight on this one's right around 2,200 pounds. That's without any fuel or gear on the boat. We do have a 37-gallon onboard fuel tank. And this one is rated for 12. We've got kind of a nice deep V on this welded aluminum hull. And so up here at our trolling motor, this MotorGuide trolling motor, we've got the transducer for this Garmin Echo 300C fish finder is actually mounted on the foot of your trolling motor here. So this is going to make this very accurate for locating fish whenever you are using this. And that's what that screen looks like when it's powered up. Now, obviously, it's out of the water, so it's not going to give us an accurate depth reading, water temp reading, or fish ID right now, because again, that is not down in the water. But we did function test that, and that powered just fine as anticipated or as expected. We've got a little anchor locker right here. We got about three little 10-pound mushroom anchors down there. This right here is going to be a connection where you're going to be able to plug up an extension cord in order to power this onboard battery charger right here. So this is our trolling motor batteries up here. These were new in 2022. Those are West Marine. Let's see, those are going to be group. What we got here? Trying to read that upside down. Those look like about Group 27 batteries. See a West Marine model number on there, but yeah, those appear to be deep cycle. About a Group 27, maybe a Group 31. We'll call that a Group 27 battery. And again, this guest 10 amp onboard battery charger, that's going to be a dual charger. It's going to charge both of these batteries anytime you plug that up. We do have a little breaker cutoff switch for it up here as well. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and power this screen off. So, Garmin fish finder is going to be very convenient. We got bottle opener that's been added up here at the bow of the boat. We got a storage locker right in here. We got a lot of storage throughout. So we got some in-floor storage throughout right here. We've got a couple fenders down this one. Some personal items are going to be down here. Those are going to be excluded. And then we've got a little bit of a larger storage compartment right here. This latch right here is lockable. There's going to be some rods storage compartment right here. That one's going to be a little bit longer. And we'll go ahead and I should leave that one the way it is right now. Storage underneath our seating as well. Up here in the bow, these seats are going to lift up. This is where our camper enclosure is stored away. So you can see what this looks like. This appears to still be in great shape. I don't think this has been used a ton. That's all going to connect into our bimini top. This is going to be your navigation lights for up here at the bow of the boat. Those are actually going to plug in this little cap right here. And I did just make that so that could be removed so it wouldn't interfere with your other activities or fishing or whatnot up on the front of the boat. We're going to have a pair of movable cup holders right here. That's going to be one of them. Another one's back there in the back. Some more storage underneath this seat as well. And again, storage under all of our seats here. Another movable cup holder right there. Another storage little latch right back here on the back. That one's got a little gas shock right there to assist with that lift. And I believe we've got, let's see, 4 cup holders throughout. So that's going to be a cup holder 1, 2, 3, and your 4th one's here at your driver's seat. We do have a little transom gate back here at the back. I believe the hardware on there is mounted upside down because if that's flipped over, that could lock into place right there, and then it'll do the same thing whenever you swing it open, and have the ability to kind of lock in place right there. Our engine starting battery and our oil reservoir are going to be back here in this corner, along with the battery shutoff switch. It's on this little toggle switch right here. We've got an interstate battery back here for your marine starting battery. Right there, that's that oil reservoir for that direct injected Mercury outboard motor. Again, that is a 2-stroke. Now, this motor was last serviced in 2023. And at the time that servicing, I'm not sure if this is accurate, but it was showing about 1,782 hours on this outboard motor. Now, this is also a 2-stroke motor, but it is direct injected. So it does have a little onboard computer in there. So I'm assuming that they were able to pull the hours off of there. And again, reported about 1,782 hours when that was last serviced in 2023. Has not been used a whole lot at all since then. So, you know, if we had to ballpark this, I would probably ballpark it around 1,800 hours. And if we can read the hours off that, that can be verified subject to any sale. So here our driver's seat, we do have swivel driver's seat that is going to slide forward and back. We've got a tilt steering wheel here to driver's seat. You can tell we do have a little bit of wear on this. Everything's still functional good, and we've also got hydraulic assisted power steering with that Opti-Max motor as well. So the steering is nice and smooth on this. It's your shifter down here. We got a small little storage box. Just below your shifter, that's a lockable storage box right there. And then here's a aftermarket depth finder that has been added. I might be trying to show us our water temp right there. That 83, 84, and 36 feet would be about accurate from where we're sitting right now. So here we've got a little carbon fiber insert for our gauges right here. We've got tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, battery voltmeter, and drive trim gauge. Those all appear to be functional except for our speedometer, and there's a little trick to clean out your speed sensor on that outboard motor. I'd be happy to show anybody how to do that, so you can clean that out. And once you do that, it's probably going to function just fine again for a brief period until it gets clogs up again. Now, they're also letting this little Garmin GPS chart plotter go with this one. So this is going to show your GPS speed whenever you're moving down the lake. So there's really not a big reason to have that speedometer functional. And we do have a little rear view mirror. Again, that stainless driver cup holder there. And then we've got an upgraded stereo right here. This is going to be a, well, it's going to be a Kenwood AM, FM, CD, auxiliary, USB, and Bluetooth stereo. We've got 4 cockpit speakers for that. 2 are going to be up here at the bow right there in the center of your screen right there. And then your other 2 right back here by your driver's seat. All 4 of those passed function testing just fine. Actually sounded great. And I do think I already mentioned we do have 37-gallon onboard fuel tank. That's kind of sitting right down here in the center of the floor right there. And let's see, any other features here at our driver's seat? I think that covers everything from our gauges. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. So our horn did not pass function testing. Okay, our navigation lights did. Actually, it's going to be on this switch over here. And we've got an automatic bilge pump with, and when you hit that, that's going to be the manual switch for it. And that bilge pump at least functioned on with the manual switch. With that switch turned on, we were not able to verify the automatic operation of it. And then this is going to be an additional switch right here for an accessory. And I don't think that's being used for anything at this time. So, do have carpeted interior, and there is going to be some wear in that. We'll get a little bit more up close and personal with that here in a few. Let's go ahead and step back here. Show you our ski tow bar. And then we've got another little storage compartment right back over here in this port side corner. It's got some additional 2-stroke oil. It's going to be that they're going to let go with the sale of this one. This seat right here will lift up a little bit. Basically got those little springs that kind of holds that up. That is mostly to give yourself some room whenever you want to trim this engine all the way up. You can see we've got a little bit of wear on this edge right here, probably where that was not raised up before they trimmed that motor up. I'm going to guess that's what did that. But then you've got an access just center of the screen there, a little port right there. It's going to give you access down into your to that bilge pump. And of course, there's that C-Star hydraulic steering right down there on the front of that motor. And let me go ahead and drop this cushion down. Okay, so that does give you a nice little sun pad back here. And again, we did raise this hatch right here. 3-step swim boarding ladder right here. And then we do have a little stabilizer fin back here on the foot of that outboard motor. That generally, if somebody's added that, that's generally kind of helped with the ride of it. So I thought the boat handled pretty well, and you know, likely they had their reasons when that was installed. But of course, that can always be taken off. So, all right, wear and tear. Let's start on the interior here, and then we're actually going to lift this boat up a little bit so we can show you the exterior a little bit better. So, just showed you the. Well, let me do it one more time. We showed you this kind of wear right back here on the edge of this upholstery, and then right over here on this port side, we got one other area in the upholstery right here. We've got 2 little rips and another little wear area right there. All right, I'm gonna climb back on over. Our bimini top was does kind of show its age. The storage boot for it, you know, does show some wear, but it was still functional. Now you need some new bimini straps for that. These have weathered, and that's what's going to secure this bimini in place right here. We will have some photos of this with that bimini deployed, and then, like I said, possibly even a few shots with that camper canvas on as well. So back here on this little sun pad, we do have a few other little tears in the upholstery on that part right there. And then this seat right here, the bracket for it has some, our driver's seat's in the way just a touch. Let me slide that over. Now we can raise this up. So this bracket for it is kind of falling apart right here on that hinge. So just want to call your attention to that. It's great storage underneath of there. And then coming over here to this side, everything here is in good shape. This is going to be where that mooring cover is stored away, and all those other hinges are all in good shape. Upholstery, you know, we've got some staining on here. But for the most part, we're in good shape with most of this. We're going to have a few stretched and seams, and we're going to show you those. We got a small little kind of tear right there at the top of that one. And then here's going to be one of those seams where we're just got some stitching that's kind of coming apart or starting to get some stretch seams right there. Maybe a few little stains here and there. Again, there's that movable cup holder. Everything else looks good up here. And coming up across bow of the boat, switching over here to our starboard side. Again, a few little stains and scuffs here and there. There's going to be another little stretched seam in this upholstery right here. And we've got a real good little kind of completely undoing of this seam right up here, just in front of your driver's helm seat. And again, I did raise that one earlier. That's where we've got that camper canvas enclosure stored away. A little bit of kind of weathering. If you're looking at this windshield at the right angle, you're going to kind of see some weathering on there. This still functions great as a little windscreen. Is going to kind of deflect that wind out of your driver's face. This would have been where a little 12-volt light originally went, and that obviously is no longer there. And our 12-volt power outlet is functioning because that's what's powering our Garmin device. And driver's seat mostly looks to be in good shape. Maybe a few little scuffs over here on this back side. But no major rips or tears in it. That seat is going to swivel and it's going to have the ability to slide forward or back. Now in our flooring, we do have a pretty good little tear in the carpeting right back here on that edge. And a few other little areas right here in our carpeting. Kind of see that that marine grade or that marine plywood kind of popping through from underneath there, underneath that carpeting, and then another one of those right here in this area right there where that carpet's torn. All still very, very functional, very usable, but you know, there is going to be some wear on here. So, all right, let me, a little bit of carpeting is kind of pulling out from underneath of that rub rail up here on the front. But that would be purely cosmetic. And again, this is an aluminum hull. We're going to go ahead and flip the switch on this lift and let it go up a little bit more so we can kind of show you any wear on the hull itself. Yeah, I was thinking I had that one about ready to pop all the way up, so we'll let it go a little bit farther. And that'll give us a better view here of that exterior. We do have 6 cleats on the boat. You're going to have a pair of cleats. Those are going to be your tie-up or your mooring cleats. Could be one pair right here. And then at about the middle of the boat, you're going to have a little pull-out cleat right here. And then similar back here on the back. A little pull-out cleat right there. So 6 of those, 4 of those little pull-out cleats. 6 in total. That's probably going to be enough for us. Actually, let's start up here on the bow here. So we do have some wear in this aluminum hull. Little rub rail here. You got some wear right up here on your rub rail. It's probably from trailering a little bit, kind of following down that keel right there. Now you see you've got basically an extra weld right there in the center of that keel. And again, this is all aluminum and has been in fresh water, but you're going to see kind of where some of that paint has rubbed off of that aluminum in areas, and that's going to be where it has, you know, that's going to be some wear areas where they've hit things. Got some pretty good little dents and dings in there, some scratches. There's a good one right there. And try to get you a view of all that. Obviously, this is off the water and can't go all the way up under there, but we can kind of give you a really good sense for what things look like. But again, this is all aluminum, so everything on there is essentially purely cosmetic. That's a pretty good little dent that it took right there. We got some kind of heavy scratches in that aluminum, some scratches up here on that aluminum where that kind of paint is wearing off just a little bit. You can kind of see a little mark is kind of going down the side over here. You move on around, try to get you a little bit closer to that. So here's the rest of that mark kind of coming up, and then getting into our vinyl decaling a little bit going down this side. And we get you another look down below the water line down here. So we just want to represent all of our inventory as accurately as possible. So anytime we see some wear, we are going to show it to you, because you're going to see it eventually. It still is a head scratcher to me why some other businesses that are selling used boats, don't always do the same, but we wouldn't have it any other way. So again, some more wear in that vinyl decaling up here, kind of above that rub rail, a little bit of wear down there below the rub rail. Here's where you've got that other little kind of edge welded to your hull line, and then again, you can kind of see at the corner of that hull line, you just got some chips in that aluminum paint where things have been rubbed against it through the year. Again, this is a 2008 model boat. It's a one owner though, and again, freshwater use. That looks like that's probably going to come off right there. Yeah, that right there is going to come off. Don't need to spend a whole lot of time on that. Let's fix that. Zoom a little bit here, but now this is where some of that that aluminum's just been kind of scratched. You're seeing some of that aluminum kind of through that paint there. And again, all cosmetic stuff right here. All right, popping back up here above the rub rail, we are missing this little corner bumper plate right back here on this starboard side corner. That's our 3 steps to a boarding ladder. Here's a better look at that 3-blade stainless prop and kind of that stabilizer fin as well. So again, that direct injection, that basically acts as a fuel injected 2-stroke motor. A little bit of wear on that piece right there, and similar right over here in this spot right there. I'm sure there's probably a little cap that was meant to be there in that corner. A little bit of pitting kind of around that cleat right there. And that'll probably do it over here for this side. It's going to be your fuel fill right here. And let's head on around to the other side. You can kind of try to show you that hull line and that rub rail over here on this side. Again, there's some areas in that aluminum side where you've kind of got some scratches in there. It's kind of taken off some of that aluminum paint or done put some scratches and into that vinyl decaling. Let's go do another little look right here, just below the water line again. Sorry for that camera bump right there. So again, following this line back. So again, here's a little area where we've got some pretty kind of deep cuts into that aluminum paint. Show you above and below the waterline over here. Less wear up here above the rub rail, and then a little bit more down here below the rub rail. And a few little areas where that aluminum kind of got scratched off in a few spots, or that aluminum paint that is. And that's what that corner piece should look like on the other side. Again, kind of that end cap probably got knocked off of there. You got a little wear on this rub rail up here. And I think that's probably going to do it. Again, this is a welded aluminum hull. We just water tested this, so see if I can raise this little bilge access hatch for you to kind of show you. So I can see some people thinking with the wear on that hull, they want to know if it's watertight. Well, here's your little look for yourself. Let me get the light down in there, nice and dry down there. So that's actually the automatic float switch for that bilge pump. Bilge pump's going to be just behind it there. But that's essentially the bottom of the hull right there, and that's going to be the center line. That's going to be your lowest point. If we had accumulated any water when we were out running it, that's where it would be right now, and just we're not seeing any of that. So that's always good. But again, a welded aluminum hull, not the riveted aluminum hull that do sometimes have a reputation for letting some water in. but again, not with the weld aluminum hull. So again, that's going to start to wrap things up here. Again, we'll see what we can do by getting some photos of that camper canvas up, but that's going to attach to that bimini top, and we'll enclose that. So if you're wanting to do, I believe the sellers have actually done some camping on this one through the years. You know, so this would definitely be something that that you could do that with, or if even if you were just trying to be out there any time of the year to do some serious fishing, that camper canvas might be nice for situations like that as well. So again, don't forget that tandem axle trailer is included with this one. Again, this is a one owner freshwater boat. Slip is transferable. And again, it's a boat you can do about everything in. You can fish off this. You can pull the kids skiing and tubing in this. I think I did mention top speed in this one. Way it's equipped is right about 30 miles an hour. Got plenty of get up coming up out of the hole, so I think you'd be fine pulling some smaller size skiers just fine, and also be able to sling the kids around on the tube a little bit. So two things will be coming up over top your screen right as we sign off. One's going to be a shortcut. It's going to take you to our current listings playlist there at YouTube. So if you're wanting to see what else we have, but don't want to go over to the website, then that current listings playlist is going to be for you. And the other top left-hand corner is going to be a shortcut to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, that's a great way to get notified anytime something new gets listed by us. Then Google or YouTube will basically send you a notification and let you know that a new video posted. So again, I thank you for joining us on this one. Do reach out to any questions. Keep in mind, we don't monitor the YouTube comment page, so if you do have any questions about this one, you will need to use that direct link that's in that video description to click over to the website, or if you're watching this video on a device, if you're not able to see that direct link, it's very simple. It's yournewboat.com. Look for that Find Your New Boat button. It's going to show you all of our inventory and order price. Just scroll down until you get down to this one. Again, it's a 2008 Suncruiser Tahiti 220. That's a 22-foot aluminum deck boat for sale with a tandem axle trailer and a transferable slip right here on Norris Lake, Tennessee. And I thank you again for joining us.